It is Sunday. We are here with another Yellowstone recap from tonight's premiere of episode 2 of season 5, part 2. Now, before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to go check out my movie reviews I have posted. Go check out last Sunday's analysis. And without further ado, let's get right into it. With this episode, I had myself really jumping back and forth, thinking about what parts of episode 1 could have been cut and what parts of episode 2 could have been cut and how they should have been put together. In many ways, I felt early on in this episode that we were kind of rewatching things or seeing things that should have been put in episode 1 of this part of the series. And so for me, right away, I found myself kind of a little bored, honestly. And I know that's a strong word, but I really felt that maybe there should have been things in this episode that were put into episode 1 and vice versa. Now let's get into it. This is a no spoiler channel. I am not going to get into specifics, but let's just say I believe the slow pace is over. The war is upon us soon, and I am very intrigued on where it is going to go. With episode 2, what I think they did a really good job of was showing us a little bit more of the ranchers down in Texas. I like getting that aspect as well because they are good characters there. And so seeing what life is like in Texas and Montana, you kind of are getting to see the two fronts of what Yellowstone is. And so I thought this episode did a very good job of really bringing the Texas aspect in and a real strong focus on it there. I think the other thing that I think in this episode was good was seeing Casey and Rip really take on more of what I would call a father role. Even though Casey always has, what was really intriguing about this was the way they were handling the situations given to them, really because the news of John Dutton being dead is starting to spread. And so what we really got to see is them have to really explain the situation and make sure that things are kind of at ease for the time being. We also get a look at Beth into her two different fronts. We see her in her aggressive style. We then see her in her calm ways. And so that makes this interesting as well. And then ultimately, we will see Jamie back into the picture. Now, like I said, I really feel that the war is now here. I felt that the first 2 episodes were really going to start off slow, and they were really going to start off slow to allow us to kind of see how the news of John Dutton's death is being handled. And so what you really see, especially in the first episode, continuing on, is how a plan will be in place to seek revenge. And I really feel, like I said, I've said it 3 times already in the video, the war is now upon us. Now, looking at the preview for the next episode on next Sunday, you really can kind of see that there's going to be more of an aggressive tone. And now we're going to see how the fight for Yellowstone will go. And so what I'm really hoping going into the last 4 episodes is that us as an audience are going to sit down and refuse to leave our seats. Because if they can continue to build on what they have so far, we are in for a treat. Now, when you compare this episode to the first one, I really felt that we are getting to see more of the personalities of the characters. So, in an instance, we've always seen Rip, Beth, Casey, and even Jamie in a specific light. And I think with these first 2 episodes, we are seeing them in a different version of themselves. The tone is similar, but we see where it breaks off. and then it just continues from there. But episode 2 is out now. This video was recorded directly after it ends, and then new preview ends. And so if you missed this episode, it is showing again tonight at 10 p.m. on Paramount. But like I said, go check out my last week's review. I think we are now in for a treat. I am very intrigued to see where the next 4 episodes go. Like I said, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on all the social media pages, and I will talk to you all later.